One of the valuable features of messaging is that it is flexible enough to support all the interaction styles described in the IPC overview video. Some interaction styles are directly implemented by messaging, others must be implemented on top of messaging. So let's look at how to implement each interaction style. When a client and service interact using either request response or asynchronous request response, the client sends a request and service sends back a reply. The difference between the two interaction styles is that with request response, the client expects the service to respond immediately, whereas with asynchronous request response, there is no such expectation. By default, messaging is inherently asynchronous, so only provides asynchronous request response, but a client could block until a reply is received. The client and service implement the asynchronous request response style interaction by exchanging a pair of messages. The client sends a command message which specifies the operation to perform and parameters to a point-to-point messaging channel owned by a service. The service processes the request and sends a reply message which contains the outcome to a point-to-point channel owned by the client. Pay attention to one thing: the client must tell the service where to send a reply message and must match reply messages to requests. To solve that, the client sends a command message that has a reply channel header. The server writes the reply message, which contains a correlation ID that has the same value as message identifier to the reply channel. The client uses the correlation ID to match the reply message with the request. Implementing one-way notifications is straightforward using asynchronous messaging. The client sends a message, typically a command message, to a point-to-point channel owned by the service. The service subscribes to the channel and processes the message. It doesn't send back a reply. Messaging has built-in support for the publish-subscribe style of interaction. The client publishes a message to a publish-subscribe channel that is read by multiple consumers. The publish async responses interaction style is a higher-level style of interaction that is implemented by combining elements of publish-subscribe and request response. A client publishes a message that specifies a reply channel header to a publish-subscribe channel. A consumer writes a reply message containing a correlation ID to the reply channel. The client gathers the responses by using the correlation ID to match the reply messages with the request. By the end, we can say that each service in an application that has an asynchronous API will use one or more of these implementation techniques. A service that has an asynchronous API for invoking operations will have a message channel for requests. Similarly, a service that publishes events will publish them to an event message channel.